Why is this all happening, and why is it such a big deal?
Yeah, so it really is a big deal. You mentioned 6 to 11 degrees above normal. The temperatures in many of the Great Lakes, about what you'd see this time of year off the outer banks of the Carolinas or down off coastal Virginia. So very toasty stuff. The reason being a big old heat dome, big region of high pressure sitting there and spinning away. And what it does is twofold. Number one, it's warm. So you have warm air, warm water nearby. But secondly, and more importantly, this big dome of heat pushes all the storm systems up and over. So you're really not getting much in the way of cloud cover, precipitation, anything like that to cool the water. So much like having a bird bath or bathtub outside, it sits up and it really heats up.
Matthew, talk to us a bit about why the Great Lakes are making headlines right now, because I think these are the sort of headlines that we frequently talk about, but there does seem to be an acute and very specific focus on it at this time. Why is that the case?
Yeah, several reasons. Number one, water quality. You have the water get too warm too quickly, you can have all sorts of water quality issues. Marine wildlife ecosystem can be affected as well. And this is one more straw that kind of broke the camel's back with climate change. One more pattern, if you will, as we knock those dominoes down. And in addition, blue-green algae feeds off temperatures like this. Back in 2014, we had drinking water concerns in Toledo, Ohio from an event like this. So again, if we have temperatures warm too quickly, too much for too long, you get these kind of repercussions that really ripple.
Matthew, you're also seeing water levels rise. What is the link between water level and the temperature conversation you were just referencing there?
It's a really good question. As things start to warm up, we have the water levels rise right now. But one thing I want to mention as well is that it's not only right now that we're seeing impacts. We'll see these impacts last well into the wintertime. You have water temperatures heat up, and that's enough. You'll get much more in the way of lake effect snows come November, come December. In addition, we'll talk a little bit more about water spouts too. In November, likely to see many more water spouts. In other words, little tornadoes over water over the Great Lakes. Thanks to that warm water, you have a greater contrast between the temperature of the water and the air above it. And in the wintertime, you get all sorts of pretty interesting effects. So it's not just now we're watching the water temperatures. This will have a lasting impact to come.
Matthew, I just returned a few short days ago from Grand Marais, Minnesota. It's way up there on Lake Superior, and all the local Minnesotans I spoke with said it's a really hot summer. It's unseasonably warm for the Grand Marais kind of Gunflint Trail area. How does an unusually hot summer impact the upcoming seasons? Because when I was there up by Lake Superior a few days ago, it really was kind of all that everyone was talking about.
Yeah, and looking ahead, I really don't see much in the way of an end to the heat. This big heat dome looks to sit there for quite an extended period of time. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center is saying warm through at least 3 months from now. And it gets to the point where this isn't really even just warmer than average. This is sort of the new normal. So we're seeing this as an extended period. Now, one other thing worth mentioning as well. Drought can become a problem too. When you have all this warm air sitting there and blocking away much of the storm systems, you have drying, and in addition, the warm air can hold more moisture. So it's sapping all the plants of moisture. And so we're seeing a lot of issues like that, and I think that's going to continue as well.